Welcome once again to the Carpenter Shop. I'm Jeff Dixon. I'm glad to join you here in this little spot where we talk and chat. Well, really, I do the talking, you do the listening, but we're talking about things that have everything to do with you growing deeper, wiser, and growing up just a little bit in your journey of faith. Romans 12:1 says this, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Sacrifice is an interesting word in our cultures that we live in because sacrifice always involves loss of some kind. We sacrifice our time or our money. But such sacrifice for most people is not a total loss because never do we give up all of our time. And usually we don't give up all of our money. We always have something in the back pocket or something available that's on the way to replace that thing that we gave. But here's what you have to understand, and this is what we don't understand. The notion of sacrifice in Scripture had a more ominous meaning. In the Old Testament, when an animal was sacrificed, it was a total loss. The life of the animal was extinguished. And yes, there were more animals in the flock, but for the one animal that died, everything was taken. And it's this kind of sacrifice that Paul had in mind when he wrote the verse that I just read to you. He wasn't talking about us dying physically, but as living sacrifices we would live alive in God, but dead to self. That is the sacrificial life that he's talking about. It's the sacrificial life that he wrote about in the book of Philippians. He considered his life before Christ as nothing going forward. He made the statement, he lived only for Christ. See, the problem with a living sacrifice, and I know I'm talking probably not to you, but to somebody else, but the problem with a living sacrifice is always trying to crawl off the altar. And yet, as a living sacrifice, we have to make the choice to stay there. And that's the beauty of it. Because when we make the choice to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, we stay on the altar. We die to self by our choice so that we can live for Him, the life that we were called to live. It takes an amazing God to love us that much to give us that choice. It takes what is a heartfelt, complete, and total commitment to stay on that altar and not crawl off. And then, and only then, when we stay on that altar, we discover that in giving it all, we get so much more back. That's the way that we're called to live life, as a living sacrifice. And so, make the decision today to be that kind of sacrifice. I look forward to joining you next time here in the Carpenter Shop.